So the big question after SmackDown is, did we just see Edge turning heel? But the even bigger question, how stoked are you about the Great Khali finally being in the Hall of Fame? The submission specialist finally being acknowledged. The Great Khali never waited for opportunities. He was one of a kind. He took them, literally. He didn't need to win the championship, he just took the championship. He didn't care. Whether it's the Punjabi Playboy dance extravaganza, making Ray's head smaller, loving them ladies, or the most beautiful happy birthday performance, happy birthday to you. The Great Khali is one of a kind, never waiting for opportunities, just taking them.
Now speak English.
Welcome everybody to a brand new episode of Greatness of SmackDown. How are you guys doing today? So that was definitely a strong episode of SmackDown because we got a very major thing announced, and that is the main event of WrestleMania. My man Daniel Bryan did it again. And like I've said, the big question is, did we just see Edge finally turning heel? I'm not sure. I have mixed feelings about this, and I'll talk about that just a little bit later. But this show kicks off with Daniel Bryan, and Daniel Bryan says, I deserve to be in the main event of WrestleMania. I deserve to be in the main event of WrestleMania more than anyone. I would be the WWE Universal Champion right now because Roman Reigns tapped out. He said he would rather die, but don't worry, Roman is alive, he's okay, and he tapped out. If it wasn't for Edge attacking me with a steel chair, I would be the Universal Champion right now. Daniel Bryan demanded the Universal Championship title match, and he said he's not gonna leave the ring until he gets that opportunity. What a babyface thing to do. And he did. He waited for a long time, even after the commercial break, and that was very entertaining. Now, honestly, dude, I do understand Daniel Bryan's point. But then again, Edge won the Royal Rumble match, so that's why I don't necessarily think that it's 100% confirmed that Edge is a heel now. Because the dude has a point. He won the Royal Rumble match, he entered at number 1. He deserves, he earned, he must get that one-on-one match against Roman Reigns. You know, so he's not really being a dick about it. He deserves that match, he earned it. Daniel Bryan, on the other hand, well, he got his opportunities. It's not Edge's problem that Daniel Bryan couldn't get the job done. Well, maybe at Fastlane that was kind of Edge's fault, yeah. Okay, maybe Daniel Bryan has a point. I guess the issue is Daniel Bryan wanted that WrestleMania match even before Edge attacked him at Fastlane. So maybe it's a strong argument that Daniel Bryan should be at WrestleMania because Edge caused him the match, but like I've said, Edge won the Royal Rumble match and he has a point, so I don't really believe he's necessarily a heel. He's just being completely honest. Edge interrupts, and of course he has a problem with Daniel Bryan wanting to face the winner of WrestleMania Night 1 match between Edge versus Roman Reigns. It's not fair that he just wants to pick the bones of the winner. He talks about earning his title shot at the Royal Rumble. He goes on and says Bryan doesn't deserve the shot, and he called him a son of a bitch. Ooh. We got a steel chair and Edge beats the crap out of Daniel Bryan with it. I mean, even if Edge is officially a heel now, he does have a point. So I hope he's not a heel because people are really still behind Edge. You know, his story is amazing. So Roman should be the only heel in this feud. You know, I don't want to see Edge cheating to win matches on SmackDown or anything like that. He still needs to be this likable dude. I've also seen a lot of people saying that Edge is not the same anymore. During his Jey Uso match, it seemed like he lost it. Dude, I felt the exact opposite. He told a great story in that match. Roman tells Heyman to go to Pearce and tells Jey Uso to use force if needed. Then we saw Shinsuke Nakamura versus Seth Rollins. That was basically a Fastlane rematch and a pretty entertaining match. They also had pretty good attires in this one. This whole match is basically happening to set up the match between Seth Rollins and Cesaro at WrestleMania, and of course Seth Rollins took the W. After the match we saw Cesaro and he attacked Seth Rollins. But Seth Rollins runs away. Like I've said, I'm very happy for Cesaro, you know. Seth Rollins is a big star. So him facing Cesaro is very positive for Cesaro's career, and I'm happy WWE are finally treating him like they should. Also during the show, we saw Seth Rollins challenging Cesaro to a WrestleMania match. We saw Cesaro attacking Seth Rollins, and we got the swing again. That was pretty nice. Roman Reigns says, "You're here because you need to understand. you only get Roman Reigns for one night of WrestleMania. Roman Reigns does have a point. Like, to me, honestly, it seemed like Daniel Bryan is just a bit desperate when it comes to the story, because he made some good points, but then again, you're gonna face at WrestleMania, and then the next night you're gonna defend the championship against me. No, you did not win the Royal Rumble match. That's actually even better than winning the Royal Rumble match. Facing someone who's already hurt, that doesn't make any sense, and Roman has a point. I'm only going to wrestle for one night, and Adam Pearce seems to actually agree with it. We saw Big E and Street Profits versus Apollo and Alpha Academy, so yeah, that was whatever. So didn't really care about that one if I'm being honest, but I do like the fact that Apollo finally pinned Big E in a 6-man match, of course, but still, and it's also been confirmed that we are getting Big E versus Apollo Crews at WrestleMania for the Intercontinental Championship, and that is a very big positive as well. I would take the ladder match if I'm being honest, because a lot of people are not gonna be used unless we're getting the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. I'm not sure. Probably on a pre-show, we'll see, but it's just a bit unfortunate, you know. People like, you know, I know Jeff Hardy's on Raw, but still, Jeff Hardy's probably not gonna have a match at WrestleMania, you know. Come on. Also Shinsuke Nakamura and many other guys. Big E versus Apollo Crews, I'm happy for them because the story is good. I'm just saying I would prefer a ladder match. Edge says you better pick the right decision or else. I don't know, man. I still don't wanna buy Edge as a heel. You know, he just won the Royal Rumble match in one of the most emotional moments in WWE history. It's a bit early to turn him heel in my opinion. You know, people should want to see him win the championship at WrestleMania. Even if he doesn't win the championship, people should be angry if Roman Reigns retains. Then we saw the KO show with Sami Zayn, and like I've said, man, Sami Zayn is the most entertaining dude in the WWE. The stuff that Sami Zayn is uploading to Twitter is really worth watching, so check that out. Sami says, yeah, it was out of line for me to attack you, you know, to hit you that hard or hit you at all, you know, I'm sorry, but we can still work together. I have a big announcement. Next week is gonna be a red carpet premiere of the documentary, and also, even bigger, Logan Paul is gonna be on SmackDown. Not the biggest fan of the Paul brothers. Used to hate them actually, especially the stupid one. But look, it's actually very good for the WWE. People think Bad Bunny is good for this is good for the WWE. The following that he has on YouTube, a lot of young people, and if he could get a lot of people from his channel to watch WWE, that's huge. It's a really good move, and like I've said, I'm not the biggest fan of the guy, but he is in a good shape and he could actually do something and it would be believable, you know? Owens doesn't give a crap. I liked his attitude right here. He said, yes or no, WrestleMania, me and you, yes or no. He started screaming at Sami until he said okay, and then we got a brawl and Owens kicks the shit out of Sami Zayn. So like I've said, I'm happy for this match. I want to see it. These two are gonna potentially steal the show. I don't know, because whenever we have Owens versus Sami Zayn, it's a tremendous match. The only issue I have with this, you had like, I don't know, a year, 2 months, 1 month, whatever, to build the story, and you decided to do it last week. There was a lot of potential. Actually, this rivalry should have the Intercontinental Championship. Just my opinion. I know these two already have history, but right now it just doesn't feel personal enough. Bianca says Sasha Banks is great, but I'm better. And then we saw Bianca versus Natalya, one of the matches that I definitely want to see. We saw Sasha Banks playing mind games during this match. We saw some physicality between the two. And then after Bianca Belair won, we saw a backstabber. I'm sorry, Look, technically, it should main event one of the WrestleManias. I get it, she won the Royal Rumble match. The issue is, the Royal Rumble winner not necessarily always main events anyway. So right now, if that's not the case anyway, we don't need this in the main event. It's not as interesting as it should be. It's really not that interesting. The story is not that great. Edge says, Daniel Bryan is trying to steal our spotlight. So if Reigns has the stroke he says he's got, now is the time to use it. Because in a triple threat match, Edge wouldn't even have to pin Reigns. Then we saw Dolph Ziggler versus Rey Mysterio, which was... I don't know why I was really excited about this match. I was really into it, and honestly, it absolutely delivered. I wouldn't mind seeing this turned into a storyline, which I'm sure it will, probably into a SmackDown Tag Team Championships match. So the best part of the match was obviously the catching zigzag. Unfortunately, he didn't win the match with that, which was like, why? That was a great opportunity. I also liked the super kick to Dominic, and of course, Rey Mysterio won the match. He pinned one half of the tag team champions, and I'm sure we're getting that tag team championship match at WrestleMania, and I'm very happy for it because it's the match I've been pitching for months. Rey Mysterio and Dominic finally winning the tag team championships at WrestleMania, father and son. Big moment. That's how you create these WrestleMania moments and stuff. You know what's gonna be the best WrestleMania moment? Me versus Nia, MMA, ending in KO. That's gonna be, I'm gonna be very proud. And of course, then we saw Adam Pearce making that decision. We saw Daniel Bryan, Reigns, and Edge in the ring, and Adam Pearce announces a triple threat match at WrestleMania. Fair enough. Obvious. It's like they're playing dumb. Adam Pearce was like, what could I do? What could I do? Reigns is the champion. Edge wins the match. Bryan wins the match. What could I possibly do? I think all of them deserve a title match. What could I possibly do? One match at night one of WrestleMania, one match at other night. Maybe a handicap match. Maybe let's repeat the Royal Rumble. Let's do it all over again. Oh man, Braun Panties, maybe a Braun Panties match. I don't know what to do. Beyond Ronnie Paul, perhaps. Wow, what kind of decision I should make? And then he's like, oh yeah, a triple threat match. Sure, that should be your first thought when two people want a championship and they both kinda deserve it. Edge came out on top, and he actually beaten the crap out of everyone. Reigns, Daniel Bryan, and the WWE officials, and Edge has had enough. Maybe he's a heel. I get it. It's just that I don't think I agree with that decision, and it's still not confirmed. I wouldn't be surprised if after WrestleMania he's gonna be like, it got the best of me. I wasn't ready. I got angry. But that's not how I'm gonna act anymore. We'll see. We'll see. Definitely, that's my favorite story of WrestleMania so far. I'm gonna be honest, people, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. It just doesn't quite feel like WrestleMania to me. I'm happy for the crowd. The matches are interesting, just don't seem interesting enough for WrestleMania. More like SummerSlam, perhaps. WrestleMania, not so much. And I don't know, I'm sure some of you feel the same way. I'm happy for the superstars, but I think it just lacks legends. And I know people hate this. People hate when somebody even says it, but it really lacks people like Brock Lesnar. But I'm like 90% sure it's gonna be one of these shows where you're like, okay, I'm not that excited, but once you watch it, it will surprise the hell out of us. That's always the case with the WWE. So thank you for watching. The Great One, peace, love, and hugs. It's been a pleasure.